Hey, good evening, everybody. I am going to try to shoot at night in my living room. Everybody's asleep. It's 10:03 p.m. Today's date is 2/17/2011. Looks like silver right now is 31.63, up $1.05. Gold 13.83, up $8. Just got a real short video to do today. As you guys are knowing, know that I'm preparing to shoot a video with some young folks. I'm excited about that. You guys are also going to be excited to see who I am possibly going to do a collaboration with on that video. But you guys will just have to wait for the video to find out who that is. You know, Peter Schiff was talking about the fact that the government was going to cut such a small amount from the budget over the next 10 years that it amounts to about $100 billion a year, which is less than 3% of our total budget. And you know, he had a few things to say about that. Number one, that could be as small as a mistake, right? $100 billion when you're talking about the amount that our budget is per year, right? Number one. Number two, he's projecting it over 10 years. Now, even if he wins a second term, you know, that's going past when he's even president. Number one. Number two, I have here in parentheses, the government can't tell the future. You know, they were wrong, and they didn't even see what was going on, according to Peter Schiff, in 2007, you know, when we had the crash, right? I mean, they couldn't even get that right. It seemed to take everybody by storm. You know, it was, I guess it's easy for them to pretend like they didn't know what was going on. And, so the bottom line is, you know, it's the same old story with me. You need to study up. You know, you need to pay attention to what's going on. You need to do that fight or flight thing that's within all of us. Pay attention to your gut. My wife and I have had a lot of stern conversations lately about, you know, what to do to prepare for the future. How bad is it going to get? And I'm not looking at doomsday scenario because I don't think there's a whole lot I can do about that. At least, you know, we'll suffer along with everyone else, even though we will have some properties and whatnot. Most likely, it'll still be a struggle. What I'm looking for is scenarios that are really bad that we can make slightly better. And so one of the things that we were doing this week, I'll get to that in a second. The other thing is this. You know, one of the things that our government is good at is over-regulating an industry. You know, I have some friends who are Samoan, and if you know anything about what we did over there, because of our government mandating their minimum wage, they have now lost, I believe, like 2/3 of the jobs in Samoa, because that's like the tuna packing capital of the world. You guys can correct me on that, but I asked her, I said, are your relatives out of work? She said, yeah, all of them are without a job. And these guys are quite a bit different than the ones maybe you've met maybe in Hawaii. These are not the welfare recipient type. These, if I had to, based on what I've learned, these are the hardworking type, you know, like some of the Mexican folks that you meet, you know, in our country who, you know, have come here legally and who are hardworking. They're great people, and those are the same ones. Those are in other words, so the cream of the crop are the ones without the jobs. And it kind of, you know, it's just one of those things where our government overregulates an industry and kills it. Makes it illegal for the people to go to work. You know, as far as real estate goes, like I say, I am nearly shaking, you know, thinking about buying some rentals. We have a friend who's a doctor who is telling me pull the trigger. I have another friend who has 7 rentals who is telling me to pull the trigger, and pretty much none of them are doing it the way I want. The doctor's probably doing it the closest. He's averaging $300 to $400 a month positive cash flow. You know, I'm not so positive that I'm not going to just go out and pop 4 or 5 of them and have 100% cash flow. I mean, because I want to keep it that, you know, the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. And, you know, everybody I say that to, it's like so foreign to them to tie that kind of money up. And I understand it's a risk. I understand that I'll never own it. I'll understand that, you know, the bottom line is, you know, if you think you own your property, right, even if it's paid off, stop paying your taxes and you'll find out who owns it in a hurry. So I understand all those pitfalls, but once again, I haven't seen anything else that I can be able to pass on to my children, you know, hopefully, and whatnot. And that's the course I've chosen. One of the things I'm talking about as far as preparing, you guys all know about my son's business, smallengineadviceforDummies.com. he just quit his job. He's 16. He was working for the same company as me, and we decided, the amount of money he makes per hour doing his business versus what he makes for someone else, it's not worth it. And so anyway, he kind of bowed out today, and they're really good over there at the company that I work for, and they were kind of surprised, and so was his teacher. He had a teacher kind of going around the room talking about incomes. And I'm not going to go into Blake's income, but it made everybody stop talking, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. If you guys ever met my son, he's a cross between, I would say, Charlie Brown and the crocodile hunter, the guy that passed away from Australia. He's got energy and he's got a great heart. So good for him, and I really I appreciate having him as a son. As far as preparing goes, get this. So I'm looking at CT Honda motorcycles. They kind of look like a girl's bike, like a Schwinn girl's bike or something like that. They have a 90cc engine. They have a 2-speed transfer case on them for high-low, so you can go in the dirt as well on the street. They get about 100 miles to the gallon, 120 miles to the gallon. And that's just one of the things that I'm looking for to try to hedge what's going to happen with all our fuel prices and whatnot. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. If I had my rathers, I'd be going out and get me a Fat Boy or something like that. But I'm investing in other things, obviously, and toys can come later if at all. So all I can say is, this is kind of a shorter video. All I can say is, please, study up. I will be looking forward to filming some of my video this week. I'm going to be going back and forth and doing some editing for the young folks. And let's just see what I can come up with. I'm going to try real hard for you guys. It's not going to be super professional. It's just going to be good information. All right, let's get on with the joke of the week. See if I can read it here. It's a short one-liner. It's about golf. I play in the low 80s, and if it gets any hotter than that, I just don't play. Morgan, SLV, out.